Right, so in today's video we're back on this lawn. It's been around about 2 weeks now since we actually got on with the iron application. A lot of the moss has started to turn black, which is just meaning that that moss is dehydrated. What you can notice as well is underneath we do have some moss that isn't dehydrated. The likelihood is that's going to be producing more spores. So we won't just be scarifying today. What the process is going to be is we'll scarify the lawn, we'll feed it, but also as well, we're going to get down with another application of iron, because by scarifying everything up and moving some of that moss about, we can end up spreading some more of those spores, and we want to dehydrate as much of that moss as possible, which means it's less likely to be as invasive as it currently is. So before you actually get on with your scarifier, the best thing to do is get on and give your lawn a quick cook. So all that's going to do is bring the height of cut down, and it's going to mean less resistance for those scarifier blades. So there we go, we cut it a little bit shorter than we did a few weeks back, and if you just come over to this side in the shade, you can see the extent of the moss, particularly on this part of the garden where we've got quite a lot of shade. That moss thrives in a moist environment, hence why there is so much of it. And you can see some nice stripes on the lawn there. You can just imagine how good those stripes are going to be looking once we actually get this lawn looking absolutely boss. So we're going to be scarifying the lawn today with this Iron Hell cordless scarifier. Now, any sort of battery powered scarifier isn't going to be as powerful as a petrol powered one or one that you plug into the mains. However, it's still going to do a fairly decent job. One thing you do want to just make sure of is that you start off on quite a high setting and slowly just drop the height as you go. You don't want to be going too aggressive to begin with, and at time of recording the temperatures still aren't completely perfect for rapid growth, so we don't want to be too aggressive. The only aim of today is to remove any thatch that we've got, but mainly it's to remove all that moss that we've dehydrated. So if you're wondering if scarification is important for your lawn, this is just the first pass. You can just see how much dead matter's come out. It's filled with moss, it's filled with thatch, and that's before we've even touched the soil. That's on the highest setting on the scarifier. So if you're thinking, you know, is it worth getting out and scarifying your lawn this spring, then I think this is evidence that you absolutely do, because if you want the perfect lawn, this is the only thing that's stopping you from having it. So before we get on and do the second pass, what you're probably going to want to do is just drop the height cut ever so slightly. This way your blades are going to dig deeper into the sward, it possibly even at this point nicking the soil itself. If you find your machine struggling though, just up the height of cut again. You don't want to put this thing under too much pressure. You'll end up doing a little bit of damage to your lawn. If you have to do multiple passes on the highest setting, then so be it. It'll be entirely sort of lawn dependent, whether you've got quite a lot of moss, a lot of thatch. Now that's as much as we're going to take out, and the lawnmower is just going to help to hoover up the rest of the thatch and moss we got knocking about. And that's why you get on and actually hoover up the rest of the thatch. We've got a full 40 litres worth dead material there. Now this next step in the process is arguably the most important, and that's getting on your lawn with a bit of feed. What you've just done to your lawn is put it under an immense amount of stress, and what you want it to do is bounce back as fast as it can. Some of those moss plants are still going to be germinating from spores and things. The odd weed seed might be knocking about in your soil. So if we feed the lawn now, what we do is get that lawn to recover as quick as possible, to thicken back up, and we get that nice dense green sward back. And I'm getting on today with a bit of true grass. It's all about feeding the soil. If you get the soil right, you get your grass right. I want to go with a nice nutrient rich feed today. So I've got around about 40 grams per square metre that I'm chucking down on this space, just for reference. And the last thing we'll get on with is just a little bit of liquid iron. We did put some down about 2 weeks ago, but with the amount of moss that this lawn had, there's going to be loads of moss spores, still quite a few moss plants towards the back, and particularly in the shaded area. This is just going to dehydrate the rest. So there we go, the lawn's been cut, it's been fed, it's had a little bit of liquid iron. It's a case of just letting nature do its thing now. We'll probably catch up with this lawn in the next 2 to 3 weeks to see how this process has fared, and fingers crossed, you know, by the time we get to the end of April, the start of May, got a really nice, thick, dense, boss looking lawn. So hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, feel free to give it a like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. There's loads more lawn care stuff like this coming up over the next few weeks, some garden renovation stuff too. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, finally, thanks for watching.